Hello, everybody. Welcome back to an exciting episode of Fandom Fights. We've got a very exciting teams match for you today. It is the third in three different scenarios, formulas, one could say, of something that Jake could pick. That Jake, we're looking that Jake, as part of Back to Formula, cashing in a team's contender match, has had some options to weigh, and the winner of this match is a final option for Jake to pick in that contender match. So you've seen the first two. This is the third one. Terrible way of explaining it that I just did. Nick does it a lot better, but you know what? Damn it, he needs a break. So I'm actually really looking forward to this. We haven't seen Wookiee play in a long time, so this is kind of a return for them to come back to it. They're being managed by Alex today. We'll see how that goes. And then Pinheads on a really good streak, playing really well. They've always played really well, but this season especially, they've had some really, really great wins. So I'm looking forward to this because it's kind of like old versus new, and we'll see what happens. So let's get into it, starting with the promos.
So Jeremy, Abel sent me this care package. It says special gummies from Abel with love. I just ate all of them like 5 minutes ago. Is that gonna be a problem?
No, I hear that their candy's pretty mild. Can we do this before he dies?
All right, okay, let's do it.
Well, we're back in it, boys. The best team that isn't the champions, and possibly the best team even if we include the champions, back in it, trying to be the last option because it's not the one they're going to pick. So it's kind of a records match for you. How you feeling?
Tired but good. I have great internet today, luckily, because last time was in multiplex. But I am just kind of depressed now that we have become the old.
Yeah, but I enjoy it. I do enjoy the Pinheads. I think they're a good team. I like the fact that their name comes from something that's not actually Fandom, but probably should be. And in that vein, the Pinheads in that movie were just too darn loud, and we're just too darn good, like the Fuse.
Things. Bye. Let's do it. Round number one, it's going to work like this. So there are going to be 10 questions from 10 random categories in the realm of Fandom Fights. Each question is worth 1 point apiece. All 4 players will answer on their whiteboard. If you get all 10 questions correct, you get a bonus question to you. Only to you. 3 repeats, 1 challenge for the entirety of the match. Players, before I totally lose it, any questions as we get into round number 1?
We're good.
Yeah.
Great. Then let's kick it off with your first question. Your first question is going to come in the category of Disney animation. Which Disney animated film features an auction where the main characters spike the price up to over $27,000 because they don't know how an auction works? Oh my God. I was trying not to do that whole question. Whew. Bucky, that was crazy. You're taking a picture? Are you okay back there? My God. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We're going to start with Joseph.
Ralph breaks the internet.
Jeremy.
Yeah, I couldn't write it in time.
David.
No.
And Will.
I said home on the range.
Ralph breaks the internet is correct. So Joe will hit that as we move into your next question in the category of DreamWorks animation. What type? I started reading the wrong question. Let me start again. DreamWorks animation. The question is, what type of sea creature is Luca, Don Lino's right-hand man in Shark Tale? This is a movie. It's not great. Maggie and Ellie having the time of their lives back there. Nick is missing quality content today. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Jeremy.
Yeah, I said a shrimp.
Let's go to David.
An octopus.
Let's go to Will
I said a puffer fish.
and Joe.
I'm already trying to think it was a trick question. Shark.
Octopus is correct. So David will hit that one. No perfect rounds here today, but it is 2-0 as we get into your third question in the category of Middle-earth. After Theoden is freed from his spell and Grima is exiled, who does Grima go to see in the Two Towers? This just in, I'm getting a text from the macaw. The macaw. It is a picture of my child. Yeah, it's pretty funny. I get the laughs. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to David.
That was delightful. Saruman.
And Will.
Yeah, I said Aragorn.
Let's go to Joe.
Saruman.
And Jeremy.
Saruman.
Saruman is correct. So pinheads are on the board. It is 4-1. Next question is in the category of Marvel. Who plays Bradley, a mutant with control over electrical objects and the first member of Stryker's crew killed by Sabretooth in X-Men Origins Wolverine? That was too many words for such a bad film. I feel like the worse the film, the shorter the question. So the question simply should have just been who plays Bradley? Question mark. Figure it out. 5, 4, 3. What, you like that one? 2, 1. Heads down. Let's go to Will.
I messed it up. I said Will I Am.
Let's go to Joe.
Dominic Monaghan.
Jeremy.
Dominic Monaghan.
And David.
Dominic Monaghan.
Dominic Monaghan is correct. 6-2. Your next question. In the category of the MCU. What is the name of Yelena's dog in the post-credit scene of Black Widow? Maggie upset by the question.
Jesus.
Oh, who cares? Clearly Nick cares, Maggie. You want to say that to his face?
Not me. I can tell you that.
5, 4.
I think Maggie would say that to Nick's face.
Pens down. Yes, she would. Absolutely. Joe.
Alexi.
Let's go to Jeremy.
Yeah, I said Ivan.
Let's go to David.
I said not.
Will.
Yeah, I said Bucky.
All incorrect. We were looking for Fanny. Alexi is a very good guess.
Alexi was the pig.
Yeah. So your next question in the category of Star Trek. Soren dies on what planet in Star Trek Generations? I know that. Sorry. Nick is messaging me right now because he may be watching this from beyond the stratosphere. He has things to say about that last question. 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to I don't remember. Jeremy.
Regular 1.
Let's go to David.
Beridian I.
Will.
I thought it was Nimbus III or Nimbus 3.
And Joe.
Viridian 3.
Viridian 3 is correct. So Wookiee is up 8-2. Your next question is in the category of James Bond. Which James Bond film features Bond and a woman having to go through radioactive decontamination after being caught by the villain? To Nick's point, Maggie, that it is a running joke throughout the movie because like Natasha's alias is Fanny, so like when the dog she names the dog Fanny. It's like a joke in the movie. No, I knew that. 5. She's like, I don't care. 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Maybe you should see Black Widow again, Maggie. Let's go to David.
Have to rewatch that movie. Doctor No.
Will.
Quantum of Solace.
Joe.
Dr. No.
And Jeremy.
Dr. No.
Dr. No is correct. So your next question is in the category of Star Wars. In The Force Awakens, what specifically happens that stops Finn from leaving for the Outer Rim and go back to the Rebel base instead? An appearance from them. What did you say this time? Did you say who cares again? What'd you say? Oh, I mean, that's fair. That's fair. 5, 4.
Repeat the question.
All right, that is going to be the first repeat for Wookiee. Your question again. In The Force Awakens, what specifically happens that stops Finn from leaving for the Outer Rim and going back to the Rebel base instead? I like this movie a lot. This is my second favorite Wars film, as they call it. Love it. Big fan. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to David.
Kylo takes Rey.
Let's go to Will.
I just said he hears Ray.
Let's go to Joe.
The First Order attack and take Rey.
Let's go to Jeremy.
Yeah, I just said he sees stormtroopers.
I can take Joe and David's answer. Kylo takes Rey. The First Order takes Rey. Rey is kidnapped, is what we were looking for. So I think that answered the question. So 12-3 is the score as we get into the next question, the penultimate question in the category of fandom quotes. Which Planet of the Apes actor said the quote, "I can't help thinking that somewhere in the universe there has to be something better than man. Has to be." Deep, deep thoughts from Planet of the Apes. What you think, Ellie? No answer. Clearly she doesn't give a shit. What an asshole. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Will.
I just guessed Roddy McDowell.
Let's go to Joe.
Charlton Heston.
Let's go to Jeremy.
I thought you said character. I said Will.
And David.
I said James Franco.
Charlton Heston is correct.
Nice.
So
The
Joe,
only
hit
movie
that.
that can have a line that deep, in my opinion.
As we get into the final question of the round, it's in the category of American Spies. What is the first name of Deputy Director Landy, that task force chief? What is the first name of Deputy Director Landy, the task force chief who was after Bourne in the Bourne Supremacy?
Oh.
Good old typos. Although it wasn't that bad. I should have figured it out. I'm just dumb. Also, I got like a Superman curl thing going on because I fell asleep. Then out of here. 5,
It's because you are a Superman too.
2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Joe.
Get some sleep, Pamela. You look tired.
Let's go to Jeremy.
Susan.
David.
Pamela.
And Will.
John.
Pamela. Pam is correct. So we end round number 1, and Wookiee is in the lead 15-3. So Wookiee has used 1 repeat. They have 2 remaining. Pinheads, you have all 3 repeats. Both challenges are still intact. Here's what's going to happen next. We're going to get into round number 2. It's the wheel round. We're going to bring in the wheel from wheeldecide.com. Each team is going to have a chance to spin the wheel. If they like what they spin the first time, they can keep it, or they can choose to spin again, but they have to keep what they spin the second time. Each question is worth 2 points apiece, unless you check the multiple choice. And then stealing is available, so that's no good. Don't let that happen. Okay, I'm fucking lost. 15-3. The wheel is as follows. Star Trek, horror icons, James Bond, fandom quotes, Law & Order, Star Wars, YA, and DreamWorks. Wookiee, you are in the lead. Would you like to spin first or defer?
First?
Yeah.
We should spin first, please, Tim.
Okay. we will get to your spin then. It is away. And it lands on Star Wars.
Yeah, we'll keep that.
All right.
Right, Dave. Multiples if we need them.
Yes.
All right. So, gentlemen, my God. Okay. Gentlemen, I'll be giving you your questions in the category of Star Wars. If I can find them. There we go. Your first question.
Jesus.
Which Star Wars film features a fight on top of ruins in the ocean?
The Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, right.
The Rise of Skywalker. Final answer.
That is correct.
I am going to mute my phone because
Yeah, go ahead.
There.
Good?
Yep.
Okay, your next question. Catherine Tabor voices which character in the Clone Wars movie?
It's Padme.
Yeah.
Padme. Final answer.
That is correct for 2 points. In the Phantom Menace, what is the name of the junk dealer who owns Anakin and his mother?
What?
Watto. Final answer.
That is correct for 2 more points. In Solo, A Star Wars Story, while disguised as an Imperial officer, Beckett has Han arrested for what crime?
Desertion.
Yeah.
So he's trying to desert the battlefield.
Honestly, I don't remember that. Yeah.
Desertion. Final answer.
That is correct for 2 points. Here's the situation, folks.
Mhm.
It is 23-3. Therefore, if Wookiee can hit this for any point value, it's a knockout.
Mhm.
So, your question, Wookiee mistake in the category of Star Wars. In Return of the Jedi, what is Lando's call sign during the attack on the Death Star?
Didn't we just test this in the Star Wars division? We do.
Gold leader, right?
Gold leader. Final answer.
And your winners by way of knockout, Wookiee mistake. Wow. Okay. So, let's talk for a second before I bring in everybody else. This is nuts. Round 1, it was just a rough day for Pinheads. They've been playing really great. It was just a bad round 1 for them, and I think that's what they'll say. Maybe blame it on the gummies, maybe not. I don't know. But it's happened. Like, this has happened before. I think maybe only one other time that I can think of where we've seen a round 2 knockout after 1 spin. Just absolutely just insane. So we will get into post-match interviews. We're going to start by talking to the Pinheads. Guys, absolutely crazy. I know you've got to be disappointed. Will looks pissed, but Jeremy's laughing. So I don't know, man.
Yeah.
You were going up against one of the best teams to ever do it. How are you guys feeling?
Like, that was fast. That happened so fast. I mean, I would say I'm surprised that it happened that fast, but they're Wookiee. I mean, we've lost 3 times. 2 of those are Wookiee and Duel of the Fates by knockout. We're not the only ones. Great game. They played almost perfect. It's fantastic. So, I mean, not happy, but I'm not mad either, really.
So when your teammate gets all of the points in round 1, there's nothing you can do about that. I keep telling everyone the way that my brain works is if I study too hard and too much, it almost invalidates everything in my head. And that's, with coming back from a 12-day vacation where I didn't watch a single movie, and then have 5 matches that I have to prepare for immediately. Unfortunately, I had to study, and I think I just studied too hard. Didn't get a single goddamn point in round 1. I saw the writing on the walls as soon as they spun Star Trek. It was just kind of over. They could have spun any category and it was going to be over. Let's be honest here. It's Wookiee, like Jeremy said.
Right.
But the thing, the thing that Joe said in the intro kind of led to what we have kind of faced ever since we became a team last year. That people keep, that it kind of feels like people underestimate us a little bit. And after a performance this bad, they might start underestimating us again. That's their that's their prerogative. But last time we got knocked out, they didn't think we'd come. A lot of people didn't think we'd come back. We did.
We'll be back.
So we'll be back.
Yeah, absolutely, gentlemen. I look forward to seeing you back. I think you have put in some really great work this year. This just wasn't your day, and that's totally fair. It's happened to everyone where they've just had like the absolute worst round 1. It just so happens that on the day that you happened to do that, you were going up against a team that was not ready to lose today. So, guys, I'm sorry about the loss, but I'm excited to see you next time. So we'll see you back in teams, and we'll see you guys in singles too. You guys play that stuff too. So let's bring in the winning team, Wookiee Mistake. Guys, couple things for you, some questions, but also some stats, if you will. So this is your first win of the year. We've only seen you in one other match this year, but this is your first win of the year. You add another knockout to your record. I believe this is your second or your third, rather. It's either your third or fourth. I think it's your third. Your third knockout you add. And like I said, right when the match was over, I could only think of one other time, not to toot my own horn a little bit, but Nick and I, when we played Matt and Mike.
We did that too.
Did you do that as well?
Fandom
Matt and Mike. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So
I understand that you erased that though. I completely.
So
it was their spin as well.
That's right. I do remember that now. But great shit. You came to play round 1. You guys were hitting when your partner wasn't to make up ground and get it to a position where you could get the knockout after just your spin. Joe, I know you like to spin first, so clearly that paid off for you today, and we saved a little bit of time. How are you guys feeling?
First of all, I want to clarify the laughs in the last question didn't have anything to do with the situation. To Pinheads or anything. It was just like, I think 3 days ago, I said about that question, I have been asked this question so many different ways. So it was just funny because Joe was there. So
yeah, we tested a Star Wars match for our Jedi Masters Cup division.
So I just wanted to clarify that.
The other way
laughing before knocking someone out could be.
Oh yeah, I don't want to misconstrue.
But I feel good. I was nervous because my last performance in Fandom was not good. And I haven't had a lot of time to like get into it because I'm prepping for a vacation. But yeah, I'm glad to see that as soon as I get back with Joe, the things start flowing again, and it's like, we never left. So yeah.
Yeah, I think the early half of the year, definitely on my side, has been a very tough early part of the year. I haven't, not just in teams but singles as well. This is my first win of the year in Fandom. Which is an odd place for me to be in, given how last year went. But yeah, it feels good. Just to get there, I think there was only one question, the MCU Fanny dog question, that we missed as a team. That feels good that we're still in that position. And yeah, it was the Shark Tale one annoyed me. I watched a lot of DreamWorks movies in study, but Shark Tale wasn't one of them. But it happens, and it feels good. And look, just Jake, let there be carnage.
Yeah, so I was going to say I'm going to pose this question maybe over to Alex here as the manager today. So I would like to know from everybody, but we'll start with Alex. Why should Jake and Back to Formula pick Wookiee Mistake for the number 1 contenders match? Kind of pitch yourselves as to why you should be picked.
I only know Jake as someone that likes to walk into the room and have the biggest D energy possible. We all know that about Jake. That's just true facts, Jake. If Jake really wants to have this shot and he wants to walk into a title match with the biggest D energy possible, he's got to go through Wookiee mistake. He just has to.
Yeah. Guys, what about you?
I don't know about the other choices, but we are probably the only former champions still active. So yeah, if you want to go, as Aslan said, if you want to go into a title match with the best momentum, that's the way to do it.
Joe, I'll ask you the final question. Or actually, it's not really a question. I'm just going to let you guys know. If you're not picked, you guys would then appear in the fall tournament, teams tournament, where you would be the number 1 seed. So, Joe, want the contender match, or do you want the number 1 seed where you guys usually thrive in tournament settings?
I'd like to be in a title match as soon as possible because I do miss having those belts and those titles, both of them. But we'll speak about that at another time. But I will say this has been a tough year. It's been a year in which the success hasn't come straight away. Momentum might not necessarily be a bad thing when coming up against a team that are champions. I don't mind either way, but Jake, come on.
Yeah.
You've got to beat the best to be the best.
All right, guys, congrats on the win. Very impressive win. We'll see you when we see you, whether it's in the contender match or in the tournament. And that's going to do it for us. Just as a little announcement here, we have the 3 options here. We don't know who Jake's going to pick. We know that it's going to be one of those 3 teams, but it will be revealed to you at the match. So Back to Formula versus question mark will be the video, and you guys will find out who they are playing at match time. It's going to be really exciting. So be sure to check it out when it drops very, very soon. And by very soon, I mean like next week. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you to Pinheads. Thank you to Wookiee Mistake. Thank you to Nick for writing this one. I've been Tim. We'll see you guys next time with another great match. Until then, bye.
And again, that's the hero gig. Part of the journey is the end.
Goodbye, old friend.
Kitty has to go.